How much time till we're on?
We're on, Ron.
What?
We're on the air right now.
I'm ready.
What it do, what up? House gang in the building. What's good? You know who I am. Bluminati, this is Blues News. You ready? Y'all ready? Are you ready? Hey, man, coming to you. Got to give y'all some good stuff today. Get into something wild, man. Lock in. Hope y'all vibe with me today. If you're new here, hit that subscribe button. You know you got to do that. Turn the notifications on. Trust me, you don't want to miss what I got coming. Without further ado, you know how I do. Let's get into it, man. I'm gonna drop this review of Killers of Killers. Killers of Killers. Have y'all seen it? Have you seen it? Have you seen it? Tell me, have you seen it? Seen it? Hopefully, y'all seen it, man. If not, you know, we're gonna do a quick little review, nothing major, nothing crazy, man. It is streaming now on Hulu. Killers of Killers. It's a brand new animated film, directed by Dan Trachtenberg, released what it was last week, June 6th. This ain't your typical Predator flick, bro. Nah, cuz this ain't your typical Predator flick. So y'all gonna have to buckle up. You know what I'm saying? It's a lot to get into. So buckle up. Let's get into it. Now, Killers of Killers is a anthology joint, right? Meaning it tells a whole bunch of different stories within the same universe. I don't know the exact runtime, but it's a decent runtime. Good. It's good enough to enjoy, but also quick enough to get through it without feeling lagged down. Now we follow these three distinct warriors from three different eras of human history, right? Each facing off against the ultimate hunter, the predator, Yakja, as they call it. You know what I'm saying? We've got a Viking on a revenge quest to avenge the death of her father, who she does it with her son. We have a ninja in feudal Japan embroiled in a deadly family feud, so to speak, right? Then we got the World War II pilot who is investigating this new threat that has emerged, right? So that's kind of the synopsis for the most part. And it's dope. You know what I'm saying? It's real dope. I love the way that they weaved everything together. Now, I got to talk about the animation style. The animation style, real interesting. It's got like a sort of a painted watercolor look to it. You know what I'm saying? It's almost in the vein of Into the Spider-Verse a little bit. It's almost there. It's got the 3D element feels to it. Arcane, that's another thing I would say. Is it Arcane? If y'all ever seen Arcane, which is on Netflix, it's got some inspiration from that. You can tell. Some people have pointed out that this can lead to a slightly less sharp images. I didn't have an issue with it, you know what I'm saying, so to speak. But overall, it's visually striking. You know what I'm saying? It sets itself apart from other animated films. And I found that it added a unique flavor to it. You know what I mean? And I can show a quick little bit real quick. Let's pull that up. Add that. So just give you a little glance. A little glance what it looks like at the Oh, let me show y'all. That's all I'm gonna show. Not too much, 14 seconds worth, but that's what it looks like, man. That's what it looks like. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, not too much, not too crazy, but it looks to me, like I said, it looks good. I really enjoy it. I think it looks real good. Especially when it comes to the action, like that's art style, the way that they did that. Oh man, the action in it, the fights, the gore, the blood, it really does its thing with it, man. really does this thing with it. Now, each of these 3 segments offers a different tone, different setting, as you probably could tell, which keeps things fresh in my mind. The way they do it, going from this time period, that time period, it really keeps the story going and it keeps things fresh. The Viking story kicks off things savage, gory action. I mean, it's Viking, right? We in the Viking era. That's exactly what you would expect. You know, if it were a Viking encountered a predator, right? It's reminiscent of raw intensity found in the original Predator, if you really think about it, which is good. Now we get into the feudal Japan segment. Cool samurai vibe. If y'all like the samurai ninja contrast, it's there. You know what I'm saying? The lack of dialogue, a lot of people are saying that they didn't necessarily like it. I thought it added to everything because the POV is of a ninja who is sneaking around a feudal Japan castle. He don't need to be speaking. You don't need to be saying hi about anybody, right? But like I said, I thought that really, really drove it home for me. Then we get the World War II story, which is tense and intriguing. It's got a little bit of mystery in it, you know what I'm saying, with the sci-fi era climax at the end. But I don't necessarily, that one probably was the most important story, but it wasn't my favorite story, right? It had the blend of the grounded predator, but then it had the elements of predators, and it was something new. It didn't fail. It was not bad. Let me say that right now. It was not bad. It just was not my favorite. You get what I'm saying? This was not my favorite. Now, the title Killer of Killers sets a specific expectation, and it makes those expectations go through the roof. Super high, super high. And I think that the movie largely delivers, right? Beyond the surface level action, there's a subtle exploration of what it means to be a warrior and the different motivations that drive these individuals to fight in a war, right? Whether it's revenge, duty, survival against an unknown enemy. You get all of that wrapped up in these anthology stories. While each human is a form of the warrior in their own right, they ultimately become prey of the predator. I mean, that's the aspect of the movie. If y'all ever watch Predator, you know how it go down. No matter what type of warrior we got on this end, when that show up, when that predator show up, is about to get crazy, about to get nuts up in here. You know what I'm saying? And they really emphasize the predator's role as an apex hunter, as the king, the killer of killers, the king round here, so to speak. And we know that that's the core of the franchise anyway, right? So speaking of prey, this is definitely not a movie for kids, right? It is not a movie for kids. The violence is exactly what you would think of when it comes to a Predator movie, and a Predator story. Is brutal, bloody, unforgiving, just an all-out blitzkrieg of action, gore, and all of that. So if you're a fan of more of the hardcore aspects of the franchise, sitting alongside the original, it feels like it's a direct sequel in terms of, because of the elements of the gore and everything like that, and you will be satisfied. Now, the final verdict for me, Killers of Killers. It might not be I don't know how good it's gonna do. You know, as of right now, I'm hearing good things. Seem like everybody's enjoying it and liking it. But I just, you know what I'm saying, as far as being a blockbuster or something like that, I don't know. But it's hugely solid, entertaining, a great addition to the Predator lore that's already out there. Matter of fact, to me, this reinvigorates. It does the same what Prey did. This just adds on to what Prey did, right? It avoids feeling like a throwaway. It's just not something they just said we're going to put on streaming. It offers fresh perspectives with the anthology format, unique animation style, as I already spoke on. Some might nitpick at the animation issues, the pacing, or certain segments or something like that. I necessarily didn't have an issue with it. Being a hardcore Predator fan as I am, I done watched it a couple times and I really enjoy it. You know what I'm saying? It manages to capture the essence of what makes a Predator story compelling. If you are into reading the comic books, whether it's Dark Horse or what Marvel has been putting out as of late, I think you will mightily enjoy it. Plus, it offers something brand new for new fans as well. If you're a lifelong fan, it offers something new. And if you're a new fan coming in, this is a dope starting spot for you as well. You know what I'm saying? I would give Killers of Killers. I can't call it perfect. I give it a 4.5 out of 5. I give it 4.5 out of 5 house keys. That's what we're gonna do. House keys. When we start doing these reviews, house keys. 4.5 house keys out of 5 is what I said. Like I said, if you're a Predator fan looking for some gore, action-packed stories with a cool visual twist, check this out. They got you. They got you. They got you for real, for real. It's streaming on Hulu right now. Let me know what y'all think of Killers of Killers in the comments down below. Did you like the anthology format? Which segment was your best? Which part was your favorite? And don't forget to like this video, man, and share it out. Please don't forget to like and share. Up next, let's talk to Superman trailers. The Superman trailer, right? I can't show the trailer because they be giving us hits. So I'm gonna just talk about the trailer, and hopefully you'll go and watch the trailer on your own, right? Since I can't show the Superman trailer, y'all got to do better, because us reviewers, us YouTubers, we would love to review and do these things for y'all, but y'all give us hits, and we don't like that. But nah. Superman trailer. This is the final trailer, y'all. Final trailer is the official DCU, started the official DCU with Superman, right? A lot of people are, I don't want to say people are 50-50. I think it's a lot of buzz surrounding this Superman that's coming out. You know what I'm saying? But I think people are skeptical, but they're leaning towards it. I think they want to see it do well, or want the movie to be good, you know, and not just okay, right? But this trailer, packed with layers, themes, is set up. It's a lot to discuss in this trailer. That's what I will say. I enjoyed the trailer. I thought it was a good trailer, and I think this trailer might have galvanized more people to have eyes on it. I think more people now are having eyes on the trailer. Now what hit me right away is the tone. This ain't Zack Snyder. This ain't Zack Snyder. This ain't this DCEU Superman. This ain't Henry Cavill. This James Gunn, man, and he is dialing up hope, and I hope it really works. No pun intended. But he is going all in on what is the Boy Scout Superman, Big Blue, right? Going all in. The color palette is way warmer. Dialogue is very emotional. Got some vulnerabilities in it. There's a moment in the trailer where Clark says people hate what they don't understand, and that kind of hits like a mission statement, if you know what I mean. People hate what they don't understand. This Superman seems to be more relatable, and to me, that's the key. Zack Snyder's Superman was not bad at all. I love Man of Steel. I think Man of Steel was a phenomenal movie, and I liked Henry Cavill as Superman. But that portrayal of Superman was not the typical portrayal of Superman. That's all I'll say. It was more dirty, more gritty, right? And with that being said, I got to ask y'all the question: Is the emotional, optimistic approach what audiences need after the gritty DCEU? Or are fans still hungry for the mythic god-like Superman that we got in James Gunn's Man of Steel, right? Y'all let me know, because I want y'all to comment. Let's build this. Y'all comment on this. Y'all comment. Now, one of the most striking moments in this, right? Superman steps in to stop a war. Like literally, he intercepts a missile, acting as like an independent global force. Now, that's a massive shift, because now this raises morality questions, morality issues. Does Superman owe an allegiance to a nation? Right? Is this America's Superman? Does he just serve humanity? Or does he just go about this with his own code of ethics and morals? And I think that might be an overarching situation, an overarching storyline in this film. And I'm here for it. I think that's a good question, good overarching question to ask when it comes to Superman. Who are your allegiances to? Is it just humanity as a whole? Is it America? Are you just rocking, on your own? You just doing this how you feel to do it? I think that's a good question. You know what I'm saying? So my question to y'all, should Superman act without permission to stop human war? Or is that a slippery slope when playing God? Because when you do something like that, what side, now you're picking and choosing who's right and who's wrong, so to speak. Now you're picking and choosing who's right and wrong. You might show up to the battlefield, and because they're losing so much, you might help them, but they might be the ops. They might be in the wrong. I think that's a good question. Hopefully, they get to that, because it's bold. It echoes some of Man of Steel's themes, but kind of, I don't want to say with kid gloves, but more, I would say in a more palatable fashion. You know what I'm saying? So let me know what y'all think about that, because it's where Superman starts to really get into a real world politics. And I'm glad that they're doing that, because you should not be scared of real world politics, in my opinion. Don't be scared of real world politics. I know it's supposed to be escapism and we're supposed to be getting away from things, but to make something more relatable, real world things should come into a movie. It don't have to be overt, but it should be enough to where you recognize what's going on. Right? Subtly recognize what's going on. Now let's really talk about Clark. It's a moment in the trailer. Seems like he's real nervous, adjusting his tie, trying to figure things out, and how to talk to Lois. Lois is played by Rachel Brosnahan, I think is her name. Brosnahan. And Lois is giving these sharp, no nonsense energy, but you feel the chemistry, right? You really feel the chemistry. I'm glad that they got Clark as awkward, shy, kind of like tonally unsure of himself, aloof, kind of goofy, right? But once that cape comes on, you see a different side of Superman in this trailer, so to speak. You know what I'm saying? Hopefully that is what James Gunn is trying to show you, the actual two different sides of what Superman is. You have Superman side, the Boy Scout, Big Blue, and then you got Clark Kent, the goofy, shy, awkward news reporter from Smallville, Kansas. Now, I'm gonna ask you, do y'all prefer the bumbling Clark, hiding his powers, or do you like the more balanced identity where you kind of see both sides equally in Clark? I prefer the bumbling Clark. I think that makes more of, it helps more with the disguise, because all he do is wear glasses anyway. So at least hunch your back over, act like you're not the super posture Superman. Dun, 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 you know what I'm saying? Like, at least give us a little bit of something like that, because I like the contrast. But I would like to hear from y'all what y'all really think about it. Now let's talk about villains, man. Nicholas Hoult, Lex Luthor, bald. I know everybody's like, oh, he's not bald. We got a bald Lex Luthor, brooding Lex Luthor, restrained but seems real diabolical Lex Luthor, right? Seems like a Silicon Valley tech giant for real. More so, but also got a little bit of the cartoonish evil genius in there also, that we get from maybe like Super Friends or something like that. I think that that's in there. James Gunn said he wanted Lex to feel dangerously real. Like, what would Elon do? That's what I would say. If Elon was in this position, if Elon was at opposition, at odds with a alien being, how would he handle it? Right? How would he handle it? How would he handle it? And I think that's a dope thing to really get at. How would he handle it? How would he land it? Is a modern corporate Lex more frightening than the classic Manglo maniac Lex? Because like I said, bringing that real world into it, especially in the world where billionaires right now are running everything, this Lex seems to be the way to go. And it could show a cautionary tale, right? We're getting more heroes. Mr. Terrific, Hawk Girl, Green Lantern, Metamorpho, they all make appearances. And it feels like a soft launch of the Justice League, but I don't know, because they call themselves the Justice, I think what they said, the Justice Gang or something like that. A lot of people are debating whether this is too much too soon in adding all of these characters in this movie. I don't know if Gunn adding all of these characters to this movie is a bad thing. I think it might actually be good, because the universe is already supposed to be set up. Superheroes have been on Earth for, I think he said 30 years or 300 years, I think he said. So for 300 years, they've had superheroes, right? So there's nothing new when seeing Green Lantern do what he do, seeing Superman do what he do, Hawk Girl, all these things like that. Maybe not on a massive scale, but throughout history, they've had superheroes. So it's too much too soon. I think he might just be wisely planting these seeds throughout the DCU, so it can, once those seeds are planted, they can grow and become something else, right? That's what I think. Hopefully that's what he's doing. And hopefully it's not shoved down, you know what I'm saying? Hopefully it's worked right. It's given some room to breathe, to grow. And it's not too fast. That's what I will say. That it's not too fast. But I know a lot of people wanted to just be Superman focused, and I get it. But this to me gives the opportunity. Superman, I don't want to say he's hard to write, but it's Superman. You got to think this is a dude, this is godlike territory when it comes to writing this character. So if there's a way that I can just squeeze a little bit of focus away from Superman to with these other characters, and maybe do some world building with these other characters, it makes it a little bit more easy, more tangible to write Superman. You know what I'm saying? Gunn apparently changed the scene where Superman gets hit with a like a crate or a bottle or something to look too weak. He adjusted the visual to align with Superman's power level, because I think people were complaining about when he got hit with that bottle, right? So the attention to detail you will see, won't be no flinching, won't be no movement. He'll be Superman, right? So yeah, the CGI looks, to me, looks wonderful. The CGI looks good. This whole movie looks good, in my opinion. I like the color. I like that it's bright. I like we get to see what's going on. The humor in it, the dialogue in it seems right on point, right up the alley with Superman, and something that Gunn would write. He's not trying to reinvent the wheel with this one, which is good. So a hopeful Superman, a grounded Lex, a team forming in the background. Seems like DC or the DCU is trying to rise from the ashes like a phoenix and really give us something to look forward to. We still record. We still okay. I just had to edit. My bad, y'all. I'm gonna edit that. What I was saying. So what we got? We got a hopeful Superman. We got a grounded Lex, and we have a team forming quietly in the background, right? Team forming in the background. DC seems to be wanting to try to rise from the ashes, which I think is a good thing. And I think it'll work. I think it'll work. Gunn is putting in the groundwork. He's doing something good, and I do think it will work. me personally. So Superman comes to the theaters July 11th. Get your calendars ready. I think pre-sale is already happening. So y'all go and do that, man. Tell me what you feel about it in the comments. Are y'all ready for Superman to come through? Are you going to see it? Talk to me in the comments. Next up, let's keep this train rolling. Let's talk some WB. WB, we was already talking about Superman. Let's talk some WB. WB. So WB trying to split. They're going to split, y'all. WB going to split. And we know they've been having issues for a minute now, right? They've been having issues for a minute. WB. So it's been a rough going. I'm just trying to wrap my brain around it because it's really been a rough going when it comes to WB Discovery. Remember, they had the situation not too long ago where they merged. They did some mergers, right? But now it seems the headline is WB Discovery will split into two separate companies by mid-2026. One will focus on streaming and studios, which includes HBO, Warner Brothers Pictures, HBO Max, and then the other, which would be called Global Networks, is basically their traditional cable business, like CNN, Discovery, TNT, things of that nature. Now, Zaslav is the CEO of the streaming studio arm. That's what he will be, while the CFO, Gunnar Windesfeld, heads up the cable network side. So they're splitting. Zaslav will stay on this side. The CEO, Gunnar Windesfelds, be on the opposite side. Now, according to Deadline, Zaslav called it the right move for the future storytelling. He said it's the right move for now. Possibly, it probably is, but I also think this is about getting rid of some debt, right? Possibly this could be. Now, my issue is, and I've always once these companies, these corporations, they started buying up everything, and I think that's what's killing them. They own everything, and they can't put attention to everything that they own. I think WB is the one that is realizing that, oh man, because they've been getting hurt. I think they realize we got to shed some of these companies. We got to spin off. We got to do something. We own too much. We own too much. We got too much baggage. Not enough money to go around. Too much baggage, not enough money to go around. Right? So I think that's what they're doing. Because let's break it down. Let's break it down. Warner Brothers was drowning in $40 billion of debt. $40 billion of debt. The stock dropped 60% since the merger of Warner Media and Discovery. That was back in 2022. 60%, ladies and gents. God damn. 60%. Now, if you take a look around the industry, you got Lionsgate. They split Stars off. Paramount thinking about splitting, but they also, I think, Scott, who is that? Not Sundance, Scott. Somebody's trying to buy them, I think, or they're trying to come together. But as they come together, they're probably going to roll off some things too, just because that's a lot. Comcast spinning off NBCU digital assets. That ain't innovation, people. That's them trying to survive. Because like I said, all these companies merged and bought so much that they don't know what to do with it. They don't have enough money to go around. And I want to say, I think this is a good thing because I think it's going to help with, like I always tell people, I grew up in the 80s, came up in the 90s, things of that nature. The companies wasn't as big. So when these smaller companies have these ideas, that means people like me, people like all these other smaller creators who have ideas can actually put something out. Now, it might not end up on the big screen, and everything ain't for the big screen. And if it ends up on traditional TV, traditional cable, terrestrial TV, linear TV, whatever, that might help. And it might also help showing more appreciation for the stream. Streaming ain't necessarily winning. They ain't necessarily winning. Or it might change how we look at what streaming is. Right? Instead of paying for streaming, maybe Tubi got it right. Maybe you don't pay. Maybe you're not supposed to pay for streaming. We run some commercials, ads, watch your show for free. Now, if you want premium streaming, then you pay. Right? That's just like watching CBS back in the day, NBC, things of that nature. If you wanted premium, you got cable and you pay for cable. Now they have to form a how to differentiate between streaming and cable, so to speak, or whatever the third arm is. It might be three arms in here that we don't know about. That third one, I don't know how to, the linear TV, streaming, or linear TV, cable, streaming. How can I make money off of all of these? Right? Is cable out of here and the new cable is something as like Tubi? And then, like I said, premium streaming, fast channels. I think that's what it's called. Like a Tubi. Tubi, I think it would be considered like fast channels, which is ad-supported networks. So WB seems to be carving off the cable side, giving them all the debt, keep the stream lean for more attractive investors. Global network company, I think, will still own 20% of the streaming arm, which is, nice little handcuff, golden hand. We still here, dog, but we're going to operate over here, which I think helps also because I think they still want some synergy. Think they still want to be able to use global networks for promotion or cross pollinating certain things. You know what I'm saying? Now, like I said, let's talk pros and cons of what's going on. Streaming businesses can now focus on growth without being dragged down by the decline in cable revenue. Global networks can become a cash flow machine, maybe even a target for other acquisitions to be bought up itself. Maybe it becomes cash heavy, and other people come in and say, hey, let me buy that. Now you have a clarity for investors, two different beasts, two different playbooks. Investor can say, no, I just want to invest in streaming without having to worry about the anchor that is the cable networks. Now let's talk a couple of the cons. We know that cable is a dying model. CNN, TNT, Discovery, all losing ad dollars to like TikTok and YouTube. Instagram. Global networks knee deep in debt, which could stop any real progress in some of the things that they want to do over there. Now, Zaslav's credibility, it's on the line. Look at me, big dog. If this don't work, they're going to run you out of town, I'm pretty sure. If streaming doesn't grow as rapidly as you might think it does, because this whole thing looks like we just rearranging chairs on the Titanic. And you know what happened to the Titanic, right? And then there's the bondholder clause that they might need to renegotiate. So right now, WBD isn't technically allowed to spin off parts of his business under the existing debt agreements that are on the table. That's going to be a big legal hurdle that they're going to have to jump. Big legal hurdle. How do they do that? I don't know. Now, as a viewer, how does this affect you as a viewer? How does it affect us as viewers? HBO Max might finally get a clear identity, more investment, Less brand confusion. No more Discovery Shark Week next to Game of Thrones or House of Dragon, Last of Us. You know what I'm saying? Clear situation. DC Films can get some breathing room away from corporate cable mandates. So if you're a DCU fan, this could actually help. CNN and TNT may evolve into a new standalone ad-supported streaming platform. And that's what I was talking about earlier. Maybe they become their own fast channels, their own fast networks. I remember on demand being a thing back in the day, right? Before the streaming went crazy, it was on demand. TiVo. Maybe they evolved that old school thinking into, if you didn't watch it today, it'll be up on streaming tomorrow, but it'll be up on streaming with ads as well. TNT might have a dope show, and if you missed it, it's up on streaming the next day and you can watch it with ads. And this is the only place you can watch it. So if they're making good content and they put it up on TNT Plus, but TNT Plus has to be free to us. We just have to sit through some ads at the beginning or in the middle, because they already got it cut up for ads. If it's playing on regular cable TV, it's already cut up for ads. Now that could mean fewer cross promotions, fewer synergy, you know, not enough, not all the synergy that we've been getting, less bundled content. But I think in the end, it makes for the better. I think things work out better for us as the viewer and the company. Now the deal ain't finalized until mid 2026 sometime. Still needs regulatory approval, and it needs a green light from the creditors. Is it gonna happen? I don't know. So if that happens, we'll see Global Networks either acquired or merged again, probably. The studios and streaming company could become a true streaming first first rival to Disney or Netflix if it can grow fast enough. Now, I wouldn't add Disney, and I don't think they're doing big stuff. I would say a rival to Netflix and maybe a Paramount, something like that. But I think this is last big move on the chessboard. Zaslav, so to speak. This is your last big move on the chessboard. I'm watching. I am watching. See what you're gonna do. Watching. So yeah, y'all let me know what's your prediction on Warner Brothers, their split. What does it mean for DC? What does it mean just for cable TV, just for the networks? You know, y'all let me know in the comments down below. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. That is our show, ladies and gentlemen. I appreciate y'all hanging with me, coming to the house, coming and kicking it, gang. So yeah, house gang, you already know what to do. Smash that like button. Share it with your squad, with your homies. Drop a comment. I want to know what y'all thinking. I want to hear from y'all. And if you really rocking with the gang, click that join button, become a member, so you can get some exclusive perks, some dope content, and a seat at the table. Don't sleep. Stay locked in. Much love. I'll catch y'all on the next one. We out of here. Peace.